Paul, you work with local people all over the world. It seems to be something that you're very comfortable with. Why is that?
Firstly, it's a joy. Sometimes it would be pious to say it's a privilege, but yeah, I do. I've never seen colour, and B, I'm fascinated by local cultures, and C, I find particularly in Africa, in all the ridiculous idiosyncrasies that clutter the British workplace just vanish there. I get up earlier than anyone else. I work longer hours than anyone else. They respect that. I respect them. I learn a lot off them. I'll never tell, someone James Nampasso, how to do his guiding. Why would I? Yeah. That's his backyard. He probably won't tell me how to lecture or something, but then there's so much middle ground. We will discuss particular cheetahs or particular leopards or particular elephants for days on end. We will, I don't know, when we're guiding together sometimes and we have a group, we'll be competitive in where we want to position the vehicle, just over a single blade of grass that we feel is offending the aesthetic of the photograph. I like it. I really do. Whether it's Inuits in Baffin, whether it's Juan and Roberto in Brazil, I really feel it is sort of privilege, but I've worked damn hard for it. I love that feeling, and I love making, whether it's Maasai, whether it's people in Brazil, India, make them laugh. And, I consider close, almost parts of the family. I really do, and it's a big deal.
It's pretty special when you get that kind of common ground, especially if you come from completely different cultures, but you could find the thing that brings you both
You have
together.
a denominator. Yeah, you absolutely do. And also, your other denominator, apart from you're there to try and find, but you're trying to make it better than anybody else's. That's what, and they know that. And I often think maybe these staff work a little bit harder when I'm in town. I don't know. I get that feeling. That's what I'm told.
I'm sure it's true. Just sticking with local people and different cultures, do you think conservation has been hampered by a dictatorial kind of idea where this is how it has to be done, rather than necessarily involving enough ideas from local communities and local people? Or?
I think, I'm sure there are cases of that. I think the simple problem is, what you can't have is raise a lot of money, build a school or whatever it is, and then they just put their feet up till the next handout. And then what happens is, if, stuff gets vandalized or stolen, there's no longevity. So there's got to be continuity. Also, there's got to be practicality. Yeah. Raising money in developing world, there's often an issue with where the money comes from, that sort of thing. So that's also important. But yeah, completely. You get bullies coming in. That's why I've said it, and I keep saying it, saints. Every now and then you find saints. So every time you get frustrated, remember, go and find those saints. They might be a small anti-poaching patrol in wherever it is. It could be someone running a camp on no wages, but on handouts alone in Zimbabwe somewhere. Yeah, that person exists, by the way. So yeah, saints.